Yeah. We good? Yes. All right. Well, guys, thank you guys. Thank you, Alan and Nicole. Thank you, Brian and Christy, for being such great leaders, such great mentors. I remember when we got started 3 years ago, we came to an op night where there was 10, 15 people there. And at that point, I remember Brian and Christy telling us, hey, we got to cut off the fat. You know, you're brand new. Hey, you know, we're going to time with this couple out of LA, and they just came in and adopted us. I'm so grateful for everything you guys done. So give it up for Alan. Man, you go home and you say, man, this is exciting. Then you think, like, how do you become successful? The problem with being successful is that most of the time you listen to the wrong people, and you ask yourself, when you go home at night, who's in your backyard? Who's talking to you? To be successful, all you do is follow something that's been successful before. And I'm telling you, you guys have set the example for us. I'm so grateful because when you go home, you ask yourself, who's teaching you? Who's helping you make $250,000 a year? Who's helping make $400,000 a year? Are you talking to your friend? Are you talking to your mom? Are you talking to your uncle that maybe has 20 jobs? I don't know. But I'm telling you, I'm grateful. I love you guys to death because you have grown as you inspire us every day. Man, we're representing both of you guys. I hope the Warriors. When you hear something, it's just a sound. This is the problem. What I'm going to say today, I've heard it before. I've learned it from my coaches. I read it in books. Good job, Jose, man, talks about reading. It's all I've done. I read it before. The problem is that when you hear something, it's just a sound. Like most of you guys today, some of you guys tomorrow, last night, you're just hearing things. You're not consuming it. When you listen to something, it makes who you are. You listen with the purpose. So I hope today, when I talk, I hope you soak some of these things in. When I got started, it was funny. I want to talk about personal background really fast. I actually grew up in a poor Hispanic family, very poor Hispanic family, single mom. Dad left when I was 5 years old. I remember Nicole talking to Nicole a couple days ago, and she told me, Gerardo, tell them your story. Tell them what made you. Why are you so mentally tough? Why are you such a great provider? Because I remember, guys, being 4 or 5 years old, and my dad and mom were still together, and they didn't have no babysitters on the weekends, right? We grew up in poor immigrant families, and I used to go with my dad at 4 years old and lay like, you know, the field and stuff, lay like the wax paper. I don't know if you guys know about grape. He got me the wax paper. I was 4 or 5 years old on Saturday doing that for my family. I remember growing up when I was very poor. I remember going to like elementary school and being the Halloween parties, right? You guys remember that? We had the Halloween parties, and I wouldn't dress up. Not because I didn't want to, because we couldn't afford it. Man, I remember in 4th grade, this girl named Sandra Alvarez, and she used to make fun of me all the time because I used to wear the same black shorts. I used to wear the Nike Ida, not the Nike Air. You guys remember that? Man, I'm telling you, we grew up so poor, but I'm so grateful because that's made me who I've become. It prepared me to this great opportunity. And hard work, I'm talking about hard work, man, how I got in, it was just funny because I grew up in the 13, 14 years old, working in the field, summer jobs, working. Like my mom, remarried, divorced at 15. She got again divorced at 15. And then I had to provide, man. I learned how to provide at 15 years old. Man, I remember being in a freshman year. I used to work at a market, and I was speaking to the owner. She was interviewing me, and she thought, Gerardo, you're only 15 and a half. I can't hire you. I was like, man, my mom's went through a divorce. You know, and I'm sure a lot of people say BS, but all I know is I got my mom, my little brother. And I remember looking at her name was Lane. Most of you guys know, some of you guys know her, was on our team, and she said, okay, I'll make you 16. She lied on the application because she saw my sincerity. Man, I started providing. At 19, 20, I was working 2 jobs. I was 18, 19, working 2 jobs at the gym. I know you can't tell. I used to work at the gym, okay? Just a year ago, okay? Yeah, I like eating a lot, okay? And I remember just working 2 jobs at 18, 19. I was going to school to become a psychologist. And I was doing that thing. I quit that job, and then I got promoted at 21 as the general manager of the health club. And I thought I had a good job. I was 17 years old. I was 21 years old, making $75,000 a year. And I was like, man, I have it. The way I got started, this funny story, is that when I got started, Brian came to the gym. He came prospecting supposedly, right? He came to my membership supposedly. We got there prospecting. And, you know, he tried to give my number. I was like, nah. All right, here's my number. I actually gave my wife's number because I heard it from America through a cousin who had done it before. So I was like, okay, here, call this number. It was actually my wife. And 3 months go by, he follows up with me. He's doing a great job following with me. You know, he's actually coming to the gym. He's actually called the gym a few times to like say it's a brand home for me. You know, he wanted a membership. I would make money off it, but I was like, nah, I'd rather make money off of the membership because I don't even want to talk to him. But then he would come to the gym and I would see him. He would walk into the gym and I would freaking run out of my office. I'm not here, okay? And I'm telling you, 3 months later, a lady walks in. You know, the bear speaks in English, and she's all, hey, you know, start recruiting as well. So, man, you should do Primerica. You know, you have good skills. I was like, I heard of it. How's it going for you? She's all, shoot, I made $200 my first month off of auto insurance. I looked, I was like, dang, you barely speak in English. You made $200 to make $1 million a year. So I called my coach and I was like, hey, man, I'm ready to get started. I don't know what you have, but this lady made $200. And I'm ready, man. I can use making $200. That's why I got started. You know what? But a lot of the people, when you come in here, the reason why we work so hard, we're talking about being a provider, right, guys? And then you're providers. The reason why we work so hard is because, you know what? You have this ultimate goal of having financial independence, but most of us are not going to do it. And stop talking about doing it for your family and your friends. Do it for yourself, because if you do it for yourself, your friends and family are going to be taken care of anyhow. That's right. Do it for yourself. I expect better than me. I'm tough. I work hard. I don't want to sound cocky. I'm confident, man. I work so hard for it. We have great coaches that help us. But, man, I'm telling you, do it for yourself. Your family will be taken care of. I have a bunch of notes here. So, you know, my schedule. Your habits create your life. You know, when I sit down with Brian Chris and say, all right, you know, this time a year ago, you want to win, this is what you got to do. You got to change. You got to get up to goals. My wife talked about it. I mean, most of the times, you know, your habits create your life. What are you doing on a daily basis? The people that you're hanging out with. We had to give up. I gave up time with my son. Man, my son called me. I was talking last night. He called me and said, my dad, I miss you. I miss you. There's days in the morning where we go in the morning and we drop him off. I come home at night. I don't see him. You know, work 6 days a week. I work 6, 7 days a week because I'm paying a price short term. This is the problem. We have 2 different mindsets. You have an employee mindset, you have a business owner mindset. The employee mindset, he works 5 days a week and rewards and punishes himself. I'll work 5 days a week and I'll take the weekend off. I'll work 5 days a week and I'll take the weekend off. You will never be big because you have an employee mindset. You have to change the way you think. The reason why people like Martin and the Holmans and the Coles make so much money is because the way they think. We don't think the way they think. See, a business owner says, hey, I'll work 7 days a week. I'll pay a price. I'm willing to give up. I'm willing to give up sleep. You have to wake up early. Your habits create your life. Who's in your backyard? Who are you getting the most influence from? Who's helping you succeed? Are you getting coached by the right people? Come on, guys. And we saw that, you know, we don't barbecue. Don't call me, man. My grandma just passed away last week. You know, we have a funeral. Yeah, I went to the funeral. Hey, they have like the, you know, like a party. Yeah, I'm like, hey, man, okay, the funeral, okay, let's go, man. We got to go all night, right? It's just the way, the things you do, the ways you think, right? That's the reason they make 100 grand. This is 200, 300 grand because it's the way they think. Right. The problem is we take advice from the wrong people. Right. We take the wrong advice from the wrong people. Right. Very easy here. I noticed, I get it. If I want to make $250,000 a year, I'm going to listen to Brian and Kristen. That's right. If you want to make 100 grand a year, you got to listen to the right people. That's right. The problem is that, look, this is easier. Look at the person that you don't want to be like, Okay, look at the person you want to be like. Like, you know, we all have that cousin that has 20 jobs and he's 30 years old, still with his parents. Why you call him at 1 o'clock, he's still sleeping. Man, what are you doing sleeping, man? Come on, you know? And run away from them. Right. Run away from them. I'm telling you. And that's all we've done. I got in here not to make a living, Warren. That's what a job is. Right. Work, work, work. Short term, short term. Come in here, take notes, apply them, listen to the speakers. That's all we've done. That's all we've done in the last 12 months. We came and went full time a year ago. You know, around we're doing about 30 to 40,000 in the base shop. Hey, a lot of I don't want to go out yet. I don't want to go out to do 50 or 60 to 70 grand in the base shop. Warren built in the base shop first. I remember that last year. He's the one that said, I did 47,000 as a regional leader. You promote weak, you're going to get weak. That's right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
God. You know what? Another thing. What? This is my thinking here. I get it. See, Brian, coaches, you come up here, Brian and Kristen?
Yeah.
It's all thinking. If I want to make $250,000 a year, I need to find out what goes through their head on a daily basis. Reading is to the mind, what exercise is to the body. You gotta feed your mind. What are you thinking about on a daily basis? That's the reason why you make what you make, because of your thoughts that go throughout your head. So if you want to make $4 million a year, get it in their head. What do you think about? What's your deepest desires? What can you do to improve? Tell me, just coach me, help me out. See, guys, it's all the thinking. Look at me now, regional leader, making 40, 50 grand a year, which is $250,000 a year. It's not the person that you are now, it's the person you're going to be as you go. Big difference between a $50,000 earner and $250,000. It's the way they think, guys. Read, self-develop. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.